Been telling you all morning, President Biden took up several issues during his third State of the Union last night. The president's remarks focused on issues abroad in Gaza and Ukraine, but also on domestic issues stemming from the southern border. Governor Hochul was in attendance for the speech. Ahead of Biden's remarks, she pointed blame at congressional Republicans for the lack of a solution at the border.
The president right now, at our request and urgence, is looking at executive action that he can take. Now, you can't do that overnight because obviously there's litigation always surrounding this action. He wants to get it right, but they have told me that they are looking at executive action. So it's a shame it comes to this, that this body, this Congress, can't protect the American people and do their jobs. But in the meantime, the president is doing that, and I support that wholeheartedly.
The governor was a guest of New York Congressman Espaillat, who says that he invited the state's first female governor to kick off Women's History Month. And the congressman joins us now from Washington this morning. Always great to have you with us, Congressman. First of all, overall thoughts on the speech last night, especially among your fellow Democrats. What was the mood there last night as the president was giving his address, how he sounded, how he handled himself?
Electric. It was electric, Rocco. Perhaps, one of his best speeches ever. I think it will go down in history as one of the best State of the Unions. He clearly say how he sees a future for America. Elections are about not just what you've done in the past, but really about the future, your vision for the future for the country. And I think he laid out a plan and for every area, not just, immigration, but, for the economy. For all the things that are important to the American people. Housing, housing continues to be a major issue for working families. Daycare is as high as $700 a month. A family with 2 kids, $1,400 and $1,500. It's just crushing the pocketbook of working moms and dads. And so I think he addressed it head on. I think he had a great night.
Do you think he squashed some of the concerns that even people within your own party have about his age and his ability to carry out a second term?
Look, I think he was kind of good about it. He doesn't deny his age. And he said that he's learned so much throughout his years. He was a council member. He was a senator. Then he was the first vice president of the first African-American president and the first president to have a female vice president. This guy's seen it all. And he's exactly the kind of leader we need with the experience that he has to put us through difficult times. Yeah. He already did that during the pandemic. I think he's getting ready to do it again. So, Congressman, it looks like the rematch is on against Donald Trump. It looks, at least that's the way it's looking right now. How concerned are you about some of those polls that show Trump leading Biden right now? Not only leading Biden, but also when you talk to some of these people who take part in these polls, they're concerned about the economy. They feel like they are personally impacted by some of the president's policies negatively. Jobs are being created at record numbers. Inflation is going steadily down. Unemployment is at a record low. I think that he's doing great. He's proposing new tax codes that will even out the playing field, that he will tax the very, very rich and give a break to teachers and firefighters and, of course, to everybody that's having a hard time making his ends meet. So I think that he's out there. I would like to see those polls this morning. I think he did extremely well last night. And as you know, in politics, a week, a day is an eternity. I'm excited about this rematch. I think he knocked him out the first time, and he's going to knock him out again. Well, it is very interesting because the economy, sort of outperformed expectations. It did not end in a recession, and yet people still feel like they're not benefiting from that, at least some people, according to these polls. What do you make of that, and how frustrating must that be when the president keeps touting these accomplishments of his administration during his first term? I go to the supermarket as well, and I see some of the prices, and it hasn't trickled down all the way down to where it really meets, the rubber meets the road. But I think he's doing all he can to ensure that the pockets of the American working class are protected. I think that he had a great night again last night. He addressed immigration head on. I think he addressed all the main issues, both domestically and abroad, in a very eloquent and professional way. Congressman, I do want to ask you about the governor. She was your guest there last night, part of Women's History Month.
Curious, what do you think about her plan? I'm sure you saw it, a lot of people talking about it this week, about her plan to deploy state police, National Guard members in the subway system to deal with this rise in crimes within the subway system. A lot of people saying it's overreach, it may not accomplish what we need to get done to stop crime.
You know, I had a good conversation about it with her last night, and I told her how, as a young man, I was stopped and frisked. And she's convinced that this is not a stop and frisk program. You know, you won't see National Guards with heavy weapons there. It's voluntary. If you don't want to be searched, you just won't be able to go into the subway station. So we'll see how it works. I think the people of New York City want public safety. That's what I hear from people in my district. They want to be safe. They don't want to go into a subway car and get held up or slashed with a blade or even get yelled at and harassed. I think people just want to have an easy commute to their job. And so this may help, and we'll see how it works. She's very convinced that it will work. We had, as I said earlier, a lengthy discussion about it. And I think she's trying to do something to make things better regarding public safety. And of course, you know, the numbers could continue to come down, Rocco. But if people are not feeling safe, then we're not safe. We got to do more. And I think she's trying to do more.
Congressman, we're going to leave it right there. Congressman Espaillat, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.